Relative to body weight, the human testicle is triple the size of a gorilla.
Hey, nutmog, suck it, gorillas. What now? Losers. All right, boys, so we found out which Disney princess we are. We found out what dead celebrity we were in a past life. Now it's time to find out what your ball size says about you. And this is by Science. So shout out to them. You know, I've been wanting to watch this for a little while, but I'm like, I don't know. I don't know if you guys will be into it. I don't know if anyone really cares. But every time I saw it sitting there in my watch later library, I'm like, I literally can't resist. I have to know what my ball size says about me. So today is the day. Let's get it poppin'.
But new research finds the size and shape of human testicles vary in size, but new research finds the size and shape of your balls may explain more about you than you think. So today we are going to explain the shocking science behind human testes.
Unlike an elephant where the testicle...
All right, real quick. Let's make our predictions. I'm going to assume that maybe it's something to do with like how much testosterone you had in your body during puberty, so your body just like in an attempt to adapt to it, you know, made bigger balls to like accommodate it. I don't know, something like that maybe.
Testicles are deep within the body cavity. Us primates have ours hanging outside of us in a sack. And compared to dolphins, whose testicles are huge and make up around 4% of their body weight, the equivalent of human testicles weighing roughly 9.9 pounds or 3 kilograms, you might think in general ours are small. But
that would be crazy. It's like that South Park episode where Stan's dad, Randy Marsh, puts his balls in the microwave so that he could get a medical marijuana card. And they're like this fucking big. He's pushing them around in a wheelbarrow. That's what it would be like if we were equivalent to dolphins. Just a little FYI for you.
To understand more about our human testicle size and how your junk stacks up, we shouldn't be looking at other species like dolphins, but at our fellow primates.
Relative to body weight, the human testicle is triple the size of a gorilla.
Hey, nutmog, suck it, gorillas. What now? Losers.
Amongst primates has to do with two scientific concepts: pre-mating and post-mating sexual selection. Pre-mating sexual selection in primates involves badges of status. These are physical traits that signal social dominance
like
and the potential for male reproductive success. Essentially, badges of status are physical appearances that help male primates get laid. Examples include the larger noses of the proboscis monkeys. The larger the nose, the more likely to get laid. Other examples include the redder the patch of the Galetes, or the larger the cheek flanges of orangutan.
So for us, it's what, like a fucking Montclair bracelet and a Lamborghini if you live in Miami, or in LA, it's a million followers and a Von Dutch hat. Man, people are funny.
Some studies indicate that the thickness of beards in Homo sapiens could be a pre-mating badge of status. This is my badge of status, y'all. Ears are working. Ding. Delete that.
Post-mating sexual...
I would say it's probably more like the thickness and density of the hair on your head. That's like the biggest indication of health, youth, and virility. Other than that, probably your height, without a doubt, and your body fat percentage if you're fat and overweight, and maybe like bad skin as well. If you have bad skin, that's like one of the worst health indications, and it's obvious immediately.
Selection has to do with the sexual selection that happens after the primates have gotten laid. For example, the quality and amount of sperm production happening within the testicles themselves. Male success relies on a combo of pre-mating success and post-mating success.
What is fascinating is that research has found the showier the badge of status, the smaller the testicles. AKA large flange, small balls. Large nose, small balls. Redder the patch, smaller the testes. Being able to grow a beard, This led researchers to do more studies, including one on howler monkeys. And again, it was found howler monkeys with the most developed thyroid and larynx, aka the ones who could broadcast the loudest low formant frequency vocalizations used to attract mates, had the smallest balls. And even study on human male testicles found correlations to voice pitch.
But, so how do the ones that don't have these status badges, but they have bigger balls, how do they even get laid in the first place? If I'm understanding you correctly, the balls themselves are not a status badge. These are like a post-mating badge, I guess. Maybe they have better success because they have more sperm or something from their ball. I'm confused. Maybe he'll touch
and
on
with lower, more attractive sounding voices tended to have lower sperm counts. So what is happening here?
It's most likely due to the evolutionary trade-offs between pre-mating and post-mating sexual selection, aka the energy needed to maintain these physical badges of status versus the energy needed to maintain testes mass. It's been found that the larger the testicles, the more sperm produced. And this has been well established in human males too. Men with larger testicles generally produce more sperm. And that's likely due to the simple fact that larger testicles contain more seminiferous tubules, which is the sperm-producing tissue. In the animal kingdom, the males that invest increased energy into badges of status have more access to females, therefore decreasing their need to invest in testicular size because there's less sperm competition between males.
So if what I'm getting is like, if you have the higher status, you know, from the badge of status, the big nose, the larynx or whatever, you're just going to be getting laid way more than the chimp that doesn't have all that. So they need to like max out their opportunities when they do have sex, so they actually have bigger balls and produce more sperm, so that they can, you know, like fucking unload a dump truck of a sperm into their potential mate to increase their chances of reproducing. I think that's what he's saying.
The big nose gets them laid, so they don't need bigger balls to produce more sperm. So increased investment by males into badges of status decreases sperm competition, which then relaxes the selection pressure of sperm production, ultimately decreasing ball size.
But then, like, since maybe they're getting laid more and their balls are smaller, how does that, like, that kind of eliminates, I would think they would need even bigger balls because they're getting laid more. So they need more sperm, more balls, more girls, more reproducing, all that, right? Symbiosis, circular, like, what?
Make sense?
Extrapolating to humans here, maybe men who can grow the thicker beards do have the smaller crown jewels. There is no adequate studies on this, but one survey and study found men with larger testes spent less time doing childcare, less time changing diapers, and less time looking after their family compared to men with smaller balls. Small balls equals better fathers? This does kind of link to other studies on primates. These find gorillas and Colobos monkeys have smaller balls because they are more likely to mate exclusively, whereas apes who have sex with lots of partners, like macaques, have larger balls due to sperm competition. Maybe the men with big balls.
Wait, say that again.
Studies on primates. These find gorillas and Colobos monkeys have smaller balls because they are more likely to mate exclusively.
Okay, so just like one-on-one, you know? So they don't need as much sperm.
Whereas apes who have sex with lots of partners, like macaques, have larger balls due to sperm competition.
See, that makes sense. That's what I was talking about earlier. So you would think that the ones that have the status badges and are having more sex and have a lot more abundance of mates, you would think they would adapt and also have bigger balls as well. That's what I would think.
Maybe the men with big balls are bad dads because they're less likely to want to be monogamous and are therefore less caring towards their families.
That's like that modern trope that like the guys with the big hogs are, you know, bad at sex because they just totally rely on that. They don't like attempt to learn how to use it. They're like bad fathers and they are good husbands. They just go sleep around and all that. There may be some truth there. I don't know.
Tis an extrapolation, but maybe if you are looking for a committed partner, but he's got big, saggy, droopy balls, it's time to run. Again, there are no valid studies on that, but what about the droop? What if one hangs lower than the other?
Human scrotal descent is likely linked to the fact that sperm production and storage is maximized at cooler temperatures. It's why the skin on our scrotal sac is so thin, and why the arteries that supply blood to the scrotum are right beside the veins, another cooling and heating exchange mechanism to keep the balls cooler. In general, scrotal temperature is 2.5 to 3 degrees Celsius lower than body temperature, which is most efficient for the creation of sperm.
Oh, that's why our balls are on the outside. I figured it was just a design flaw, you know, just a little mistake from the man upstairs, because we've all been kicked in the balls. We've all like smashed our balls between our legs. Like, what gives? How convenient would it be if our balls were nicely tucked up inside of us? You know, we could wear spandex without it looking like we're smuggling grapes, right? I mean, I guess we don't really want to wear spandex anyways, but like, it would be cool, but I guess the temperature of our body would kill the sperm, so I guess it checks out. I'll let it slide. I'll let it slide this time.
It's also why when it's cold outside, the scrotum shrinks and pulls closer to the body to use its warmth and keep the testicles at the correct temperature. There are muscles called cremasteric muscles, which serve to retract when it's cold and relax when it's warm to regulate that temperature. The interesting thing is that each testicle moves in its own orbit as a way of maximizing the available scrotal surface for cooling. So for this reason, there's a lot of lopsidedness in the balls as the testicles try to cool themselves independently.
Oh, I figured our balls were like asymmetrical, like one hanging lower than the other, so that they were completely side by side and, you know, getting like smashed together, so that it was like like a performance, a functionality thing. But I guess not.
Also, the sac will tighten and the balls will move closer to the body upon arousal, likely to help the sperm warm up and prepare for ejaculation into the warm vagina. But it also has another added evolutionary advantage, keeping the sac and the balls closer to the body during the vigorous thrusting of sex as to not damage or hurt them. And as
sport mode. It's like
for the droopiness of the ball sack, this will vary from one man to another. Just like some people have different sized hands, some people have different sized spermatic cords, or a scrotum with more surface area and looser volume, okay? This can sometimes lead to a droopier default position. Don't know what else to tell you, except that one thing is for certain: everyone will age and the skin will lose elasticity and collagen throughout your body. So yes, as you age, your balls will become droopier. That's an exciting thing to look forward to. Enjoy, y'all.
Ooh, can't wait.
If you've ever noticed that one ball is larger than the other, that's completely normal too. In fact, for most men, the right testicle is slightly larger than the left, whereas the left testicle is more likely to hang lower. Again, this all links back to your personal anatomy.
Yeah, checks out.
At the end of the day, if your balls hang low, if they wobble to and fro, if you can tie them in a knot, if you can tie them in a bow, if you can throw them over your shoulder, you like the world record. And
I forgot about that song.
But truly, as primates, our testicles' shape and size and droopiness are a fascinating part of our evolutionary history. There's even some recent research on sexual selection proving that our ball size compared to other parts of our body is likely to change more due to evolutionary pressures. Therefore, in the future, our balls might shrink or grow. And looking into the past, they've had many different sizes and shapes leading up to our pre-ancestors.
Ooh, really? I'd like to know more about that. Why don't you touch on that?
Thank you so much for watching this video. Honestly,
Maybe
we
next
found
time.
this information fascinating. Your balls are very intricately linked to evolutionary history in primates, which you are. You're an animal, bud. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you soon for a new science video. Peace.
So I guess the theory that isn't really that tested, but based off of other primates, is that our balls differ in size because we have different levels of status badges, like height, beards, hair, stuff like that. So we adapt to not require as big of balls for, sperm competition, I guess. But unfortunately, there hasn't been any studies done on this. So somebody needs to get on that. Let's make it happen. I'll participate. I will volunteer to be the first participant of this study. Who's with me? If you're with me, comment down below. I'm in. And let's get it popping, I guess. I don't really have any commentary on this because I don't know shit about any of this. But yeah, interesting stuff. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Before I sign off, guys, do me a huge solid and hit the like button because we need to trick the algorithm into promoting this channel again because of that fucking copyright strike nerfed my views. So yeah, I would really appreciate that. And hit that subscribe if you guys enjoy this content whatsoever. And then after you've done all that, I'll give you a minute. I'll give you a second. Okay. Subscribe, like button, subscribe, like button, or like button, then subscribe. Up to you if you're that type of dude. And then watch this video next because it was really fun to film and I think you're really going to like it. All right. I'll see you there.